Elizabeth Cady Stanton, women's rights activist, 1804 to 1902. Elizabeth Cady Stanton was born on the 12th of November in 1815 in New York. Her parents were named Daniel and Margaret Cady. Her father made it no secret that he favored his sons more, which would add to her motivation for women's rights. This is a picture of Elizabeth in her younger years. Okay, motivation. As I said before, her father definitely motivated her to be a powerful woman in the United States. But how did she become so interested in women's rights? Well, her father was also a lawyer and planted the seeds in Elizabeth's mind for legal and social activism by taking her to the law office and everything. And she later realized that even law favored men over women. So this kind of helped her get that little push towards changing her rights as a woman. Education. Unlike many women in her era, she was formally educated, and she often competed with boys at her school, often older than her, by showing off what she knew and how talented she was. Some of her accomplishments: she was a successful writer of many books. Most of them had to do with women's rights. She was an abolitionist and a social activist. She's also the Women's National Suffrage Association president and the leading figure in the women's rights movement. So, what makes her so special? Well, the Seneca Falls Convention, held in 1848 in Seneca Falls, is most often credited with initiating the very first organized women's rights and women's suffrage movement in the United States. And she created the Declaration of Sentiments, which was based off of the Declaration of Independence, and that stated that women and men are both equal. And she got 68 women and 32 men to sign it, which kind of kicked off the start for equality for women, which gave many women the hope for a future. And here's just a picture of the actual document. As you can see, it looks a lot like the Declaration of Independence, which is kind of what she based it off of when she thought of it. Major influences. Gerrit Smith, this guy right here, was actually a cousin of Elizabeth's, who helped introduce her to the thought of abolition when she went to visit him in college. And Lucretia Mott, right here, was her partner at the Seneca Falls Convention and was also an activist for women's rights. Frederick Douglass, right here, most of us know, and he was actually at the convention, and he helped sway the crowd in her favor and help them understand more what she was talking about, because she was also an activist against slavery, so he was there for that aspect of it. And then last but not least is Susan B. Anthony, and she was Elizabeth's partner in crime and go-to girl for help. A few qualities she had: like most leaders, she was very determined and didn't let a lot of things get in her way. She was courageous by doing the things she did. She was very smart with what she did. She was motivated by many people and just used that to help her, and she was an inspiration to a lot of young women, and she helped us be where we are today. Remembrance. Today we remember her as the main person behind our rights as women and our voting rights as women. After many attempts for equality, she finally wasn't able to see it happen, but 18 years after she died, we finally got our rights. And this is one of her most famous quotes, which is just, "To deny political equality is to rob someone of all self-respect." Thank you.
No, you can't vote.